We're in Cassville, Missouri, where the bent rail boots are made and manufactured, and we have the whole process laid out in front of us, where the good people right here in the heartland of America are making this bent rail edition, which I think is stylish, looks good, and I'm excited about it. I know you
We
are.
are too, absolutely, absolutely.
As well as excited about some of the people in charge of this operation.
Yeah. Let me introduce y'all to Francis Smith. Francis, plant manager.
Glad to meet you.
Francis is in charge and runs the entire operation. We make a lot of handcrafted Justin boots. And what Francis has done this morning is laid out all the various components we're going to make a pair of bent rail boots. We have 160 operators. Each one of them will touch a pair of boots at least one time. If you followed a boot through the system, it'll take about 10 days. So I want Francis to kind of talk to you about some of the components that are out here and how we make boots.
Basically what you see on the table is all the components between hard counters, vamp linings, soles and heels and nails and stitch threads. And these here are all put together operation by operation until we finish and make a complete boot.
So every one of these components actually goes into that one boot right there?
Correct.
Wow.
How many stitches did you say?
There are 24,000 stitches in a pair of boots. and again, as I said, it's about 200 steps to making a pair of boots.
Wow,
That is
that's tremendous.
It's very labor intensive, and it really is. It's an art. It takes craftsmanship to make a great pair of boots like these bent rails.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing how all this comes together right here, but there's a couple of things I want to point out. Number one, on this table, this jumps out because it's just a cool name. I mean, you gotta love the Justin brand. And number two, we are in the heartland of America, right here in the middle of the USA. Justin boots, handcrafted. That's what it's all about. I think you're going to enjoy our walk through the factory and how all this is put together. So let's get to it.
Let's get to it.
All right, let's go. Guys, this is where it all starts. This is the cutting process. This is Shelly, and she's been with Justin for 23 years.
23 years.
23 years. What Shelly does is take a hide and she lays it out and she cuts all the various components out of it. And as you can see, this is an art. It'd be very easy to automate this, but if we did that, we could never control the quality. So what Shelly does is she tries to ensure we get maximum utilization from each hide. At the same time, she'll cut around any weak spots or any scars and make sure that quality is always first. Paul, this is where we stitch the uppers. These are 12 head machines, and each machine can generate about 150 pair a day. Okay. We have about 80 different program stitch patterns, all proprietary to Justin that we use. Some of them go back to the 1920s.
80 different patterns?
80 different patterns are in here, yeah. So it's amazing. We're working 2 shifts. With all the machines you see back here, we can generate about 1,000 pair a day.
You were telling me that you don't always run 2 shifts, but the demand for these Justin boots here lately has really stepped up, so you've had to have your employees even work some overtime here lately.
Yeah, we had to really step up to get the production that we need to make these boots.
Well, you got the crew to do it.
Oh, I like them.
Yeah.
Paul, this is where we do the vamp and counter stitching. This is Gail. Gail's been here 24 years. And as you can see, this is a free-floating machine. So there's no dies, there's no patterns. It's all done by hand coordination. And again, it's that artwork and that skills we've talked about in the handcrafted pair of Justin boots. Francis, you want to tell us a little bit more about what she's doing and how this relates to this pair of boots?
Well, Louis, what she's doing, we have this, we call this the quarter, we have the vamp, and we call this the counter. And she's absolutely assembling the boot by sewing a 2-needle stitch, free-handed, as you said, to attach the vamp to the quarter and the counter to the back quarter.
Basically, to this point, we're going to make the boots inside out. And as we turn the tops, you'll see here in a second, when the boot really starts to take shape, and you can really see the craftsmanship. And then over here, we'll do the same thing. We'll pound the outside and really flatten that out as well. This is where we add the J-Flex insole. It's a patented process that we own, and it is what adds comfort, flexibility to every pair of Justin handcrafted boots. It's what allows you to take a pair of boots off the shelf and do this. It's like we broke them in for you.
You know, like customers walk in the store and they want instant gratification. That's it right there.
It's the all factory.
Justin, this is our freeze mold counterform operation. What the girl's doing here, the boot has a thermal counter in the back of it, and she heats it, and then she moves it over to a cold mold, which freezes the shape of the back of the heel of your foot to make it fit tighter.
Right.
And of course, like we all know, a boot's got to have a little slippage in the heel.
Right, but not too much.
Not too much for
Right.
a wearing boot. But this is basically one of our new operations that we do here to make the boot fit better.
And another example of going above and beyond. A lot of boot companies may not go to this process. I'm
Correct.
guessing.
Correct.
All right, very interesting.
This is where the boot really starts to take shape to specific toe profiles or sizes. And Francis, you want to explain this exactly what we're doing here?
Guys, basically what we're doing here, we wet the boot down, and this is a plastic last, which is the shape of your foot. And what he does after the boot's wet, he pulls it down with pliers and molds it to this so that when the moisture dries out of leather, it draws tight and makes a good tight fitting boot.
Paul, this is where we have the welt. Basically, this is what holds the entire boot together. Francis is going to show you how that all works.
Basically, the guy's got an inseaming machine that feeds through, and he stitches the weld on, and we try to go to 3 to 4 inches of stitching it on to hold it on. We flip and trim the welt, and that attaches the sole, gives you something for your sole to attach to, which then lets your heel attach to it.
Francis, it's finally starting to look like a boot. Are we getting close?
We're getting closer.
We're getting
All
close. Now, the shank, as you well know, is what gives the boot stability, arch support to make sure that it treads properly so that when you set a boot down, it doesn't rock back and forth. It sits flat.
Basically, what he's talking about here, we have a bottom filler that we put up in the toe of the boot, which gives you more comfortable cushion.
Right.
And we have the steel shank. Like he said, it's for arch support and for the treading of the boot to make the heel set flat. Justin and Paul, this operation here, we call it rough rounding. It's basically we're trimming the excess outsole extension off of the boot. The soles we get in blockers because of all the width of the toes and the double stitch, so we have to trim that so the boys can outsole stitch it.
There's no stitching on there yet then?
No stitching on the sole yet. It's basically put on with the hot cement, or not the cement, it's contact cement.
Right.
And it's heated to make it activate. And then, like I said, it's held in place there until we can get it to outsole stitch.
That's what I'm looking forward to.
The outsole stitching,
Yes, sir.
that's an art.
That's what I hear.
Justin, this is the part you've been asking and waiting for. This is the stitching with the outsole on.
So these are the guys that you said it takes how long to train them?
It takes a year to be able to stitch a good boot.
That's unbelievable.
Just, I want you to notice how even all these stitches are, all the way around, all done by hand.
I just assumed that a machine, when the boot got to this stage, a machine would be finishing it out like that.
Not here,
Not adjusted.
not adjustable. This is a nailing and pegging process. Basically, this gets dirt out and stabilizes the shank. It looks easy,
It
but
does
it's
look
not.
easy. I'd like to try it.
Absolutely.
Can you fix me up?
We can fix you up. Your old finger gets a sword.
Are we racing?
Yep, we're in race.
Oh! You got tapping. I'm getting the rhythm now.
At this rate, he's gonna make $3 a day.
Huh?
Get better.
Your partner's gone through 3 boots already.
Now, no.
Oh, ain't no good, no good.
Good.
No good.
No,
Thanks, Luke.
no.
You didn't get them.
Oh!
This is Pat. He's been here 30 years with the company, and he's our heel scourer. What he is doing is we have all the excess on this boot, and he has to trim it freehand sandpaper to get it at the pitch we want, which this here he put at 35-degree pitch.
You were telling me this is a very difficult process.
Very difficult, very difficult.
Well, gentlemen, it's the final stage before packing. And what she's doing here is ink the edges and stain the bottoms. If you need to apply any oil or polish stuff, we do that here. But this just finishes the boot off. It gives that great quality handcrafted look.
Gives it that shelf appeal, so I can sell lots of these.
Absolutely. Guys, this is the final step before it goes in your store.
She is extremely fast. It takes about, when she's absent, it takes a vacation day, it takes about 3 people to fill in for it.
Unbelievable.
These are the boxes that the customer's going to see in the stores, right, Louis?
Exactly. These were designed specifically for the Justin Bent Rail collection. And that's what they need to look for. Absolutely. Well, Paul and Justin, thank y'all so much for taking the time to come by and spend the afternoon with us. I hope you and our viewers have learned a lot about what goes into making a pair of Justin handcrafted, made in the USA boots. Something we're very proud of. It's something that we honor and cherish. And I hope that you guys have a good appreciation for everything that we do here, making great quality product.
Well, I've learned a lot.
Definitely. It's neat to see how all this comes together to
Well,
make one pair of boots.
This, all these different pieces make a lot more sense now that we've been through the factory. And I feel like we've actually earned our all-access pass. It comes on each of these bent rail boots.
Absolutely.
We have seen the whole process. You've earned your backstage pass, so pick yours up by buying your next pair of bent rail boots. If you want to find out more information, go to justinbentrail.com. Find out more about the boots that we saw made today. I just want to add one more thing, and that is everything that you love about America, where we've come from and where we are, you can still find it when you come to a factory like this. To see your workers and meet your people and see the pride that they have in their product. Still a lot of good left in our country. Thanks. And today, thanks goes to Justin.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Paul,
Thanks, Lewis.
thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.